What is up, guys? It's your boy Falcon back again, and today we're working on a 2003 Toyota Sienna with a code P0442. So if you have this code on your vehicle, stay tuned. Alright guys, so like I said, this is a 03 Toyota Sienna with a code P0442, which is basically a small evap leak on the system. Usually when you get that code, it could be many things, like a small crack on one of your hoses, stuff like that. But 9 times out of 10, you probably have a bad gas cap. Now on this vehicle, customer already replaced the gas cap, so I proceeded to start doing a smoke test on the entire system. So let me tell you what I've done. And I'll do a smoke test with you guys so you guys can kind of see where I found the actual leak. Now this is the engine bay right here. Usually my smoke test, they don't take me that long to figure out what it's leaking from. But this car, I tested and tested and tested maybe for about an hour, trying different hoses, different techniques here and there to kind of figure out where the leak was coming from, and I finally found it. So here, let me tell you, I tried connecting it to this evap line right here. I disconnected this and I put the smoke machine on this line here so I can check the lines going from here to the gas tank. I didn't find any leaks. I went from here to there. I didn't find any leaks on this side, on the top of the intake or anything like that. When I put the evap machine, when I put the smoke machine on this hose right here, which is this one right here, I wasn't getting any leaks over here, and I actually came back here to remove the gas cap, and I didn't see any smoke coming out of here. So I figured there is a valve releasing down there on the evap system that is also giving me, it's not giving me enough pressure for the smoke to come out here. So I came down here, and this cover here is covering up the canister, which is right here. Now it looks like somebody had already replaced this part right here. This part looks fairly new. I think it's this one, the one that looks new. But the cover was right here, and it has like this breather right here. That all the smoke was coming out of here. So I went ahead and plugged it up to make sure that I get some back pressure in the entire system to see where it was leaking from. I tried it again, and I still got no leaks. Like I said, after I plugged that up, I still got no leaks. I came back here to see on the gas tank, and I actually did see some smoke coming out of there, but just not a lot. I wasn't satisfied with the test. I wasn't satisfied that, okay, there is no leak, then we have a bad sensor somewhere. I just wasn't satisfied with it. So I tried a couple different ways. I actually put a little adapter on my smoke machine right here, which I'm about to do it in a second to show you guys. But I used that to actually put the smoke in the actual gas tank to see where it was leaking from. Now I do know that these Toyota Siennas and Toyota Corollas, basically they have not a faulty, right, but it is a common place where they leak from, that it's called the Overflow gas tank valve. I think that's what it's called, which is basically this one right here. After I put the smoke machine on the actual gas cap itself and then threw the smoke through there, I started seeing that it was leaking from here. So let me show you the part numbers for that. The part number for the actual valve assembly from Toyota. Now I will try to find this on Amazon, and I'll try to put a link on Amazon right there on the bottom. And this part does not come with a gasket. So this is the part number for the actual gasket, which is this one right here. I'm not sure if what's leaking is the actual gasket itself or it's from the valve, but I am not going to risk it, and I'm replacing them both. So now let me go ahead and hook up my machine all over again. Let me put it where it's gonna go, and then I'll take you down there to actually show you where the leak was at, and then I'll kind of walk you through what I'm gonna do, because the gas tank will have to be lowered or removed so I can replace that valve, because that valve goes on top of the gas tank. So luckily, well, you know what, let's get down there first. Guys, so here we are. Machine is on. You guys can see the smoke coming out of there. Now we are losing some smoke from here because this you know, my little adapter is not working properly because I just made a hole in that. This is actually made to plug up holes to see where it's leaking from, but I just made a hole there and put my smoke machine in there. So now let me take you down there to kind of show you where the valve is located and how we're gonna remove it. So there is my gas tank. The valve is on this side of the gas tank. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is definitely some smoke. Let me see if I can get you guys to actually see it. There it goes. You see the smoke? There it goes. So the actual valve itself, it's right here. I had to put a little mirror to kind of see exactly that it was coming out of that valve. I already tried to kind of put it with the camera, but you can't really see it with the camera angle and the mirror. But the valve is right here, and that's where it's leaking from. So now we need to lower the gas tank. To lower it, I'm gonna have to take off this plastic cover right here, which we have a 10mm bolts here and on that side. These brackets here that hold it together. There is a bolt there, and it's gonna have another one on this side right here. I'm gonna undo it. The hose that goes to the gas tank here, that's for the where you fill it up. Looks like I'm gonna have to undo this right here for the I think this is for the actual connector for the fuel pump. I'm gonna unplug those two right there. Luckily this car has a drain plug here. Nowadays most cars don't even come with a drain plug on the actual fuel tank, so I'm gonna remove that, let it drain out. I'm gonna put it in that oil pan right there. Of course it's clean. And I think that should be able to let me drop it. I think I might have to disconnect this hose here, which I think this hose is the one that goes to the actual overflow or overfill valve that I'm going to replace. I'm going to have to disconnect this hose here, and it just has a connector right there, like a clip, and then probably this one right here, so I can get this whole thing to drop. So let me take this off. I don't think I'm going to get a good angle on it. So let me take this off, and then I'll show you once it's down so you guys can actually see the valve that I'm going to replace. Alright guys, so here is the fuel tank. Looking at it, like, this is the back of the car right here, and this is where it was leaking from. That's the fuel pump itself right there. So we need to remove it, pretty much same procedures. All I undid was the straps that went under, like I told you guys. I think it was a size 14mm bolt that was holding it on this side. The two lines that I told you that were from here. The main fuel line is on this side. It only has a clip. And then this other fuel line here, and then two connectors that go there. So pretty much, I mean, this is probably one of the simplest fuel tanks that I've done. But like I said, it's leaking from here. You can kind of see, like, you can see this is dirty. It has, you know, whatever. It's all completely dirty. This one, I don't know if you guys can notice, but it's kind of darker on this side. Now the darkness is probably from my smoke machine, where the smoke comes out. The smoke is actually kind of like oil, kind of like what you do when you vape and you put in all that oil in your system. Pretty much the same thing. So I can see that it was leaking from here, and then if you can see that little crack right there, you can see like a line right there. I think that is when it's leaking from. So I'm gonna go ahead and blow this off with air, kind of try to get it cleaned up. Looks like to take this off is like 8mm bolts. That's it. Take this off, and then these two clips here, you just press this, take this one off here, and then undo this, pull this hose out. Same thing with this one, it has this clip here, so you just press right here and you should be able to just pull it out. But I only have one hand, so let me take this off. Let me blow all this off with air, and you guys should be able to see maybe the crack a little bit better, and then I'll pull it out and I'll kind of show you guys out here. Good thing I got the gasket too, because might be leaking too. Alright guys, so here it is. It is 8mm bolts. I took off those two hoses. It has this little bracket that holds it in place, and then we just pull it out, and that is it. I can't see the crack, so you guys can see it right there. So let me go show you side by side from the new one and compared to this old one. Luckily, like I said, we did get the gasket, but you guys can see that crack right there. There is your small evap leak. Does it have it on this side? Yes, it does. And of course, this is the brand new one. no cracks. And there it is. So smoke machine really helped out. Alright guys, so now I'm just gonna go back, put in the new one, and then put everything back the way I took it off. Like I said, just the back line on the back that goes to the that comes to the fuel, to the engine. Then you have those two evap lines that go to the canister, the ones I took off. You have your main gasoline line where you put the gas from the pump in there, and then you have one more evap line also on the side that you have to take off, and then that's it. Those two 40mm bolts, you should be able just to bring down the straps on the back side and then just pull them down, and then let the fuel tank hang. Of course the fuel tank needs to be empty, because if not it's going to be heavy as heck. And then just tilt it down. You should be able just to replace it there. You don't have to move it all the way out like I did, but I always like to make sure, double check, have my elbow room. I wanted to do all that, so, and then also so I can show you guys exactly what it looked like. But that is it. Now I'm just going to put everything back together, put the new one on. Make sure that you guys, if you guys are going to replace this, make sure you guys get a brand new gasket. Don't just put the same gasket, because you don't want to put it back in and then later on it's going to start leaking from the gasket. Remember, whenever pressure is always going to find its weakest link. So next might be the gasket, so just go ahead and replace it. It's like $5, $10, so just go ahead and replace it. Alright guys, well, I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell for me, share the channel. I will catch you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching, and you guys have yourselves a great day.